Race fans, we're back. Cold garage, cold outside, cold everywhere. But it is there's some good work going on with this M1000. So after Roy has left the building, I have mostly been bolting things on. So I've been doing the front subframe, so got that all mounted up, the lovely Motec dash and housing, which is now bolted into position and looks absolutely fantastic. Got the bars on, started to kind of mock those up. We're running, last year I ran with a thumb brake just here, but this time I'm going to try a scooter brake. So that has been mocked up and put into position. It does mean that you have to run a higher clutch lever, but on these modern bikes, effectively, all you need is the clutch for the start, because there's blip up and down. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. I quite like the feeling of it, to be fair, and I have got to improve my start somewhat. So a bit of focus when we go out testing on the launch strategies and various other bits and bobs, and just getting my head around it. So yeah, bars are on. Really pleased with how they're looking. Done some cable routing to make sure nothing chafes, and I really do like this this sort of loom wrap, as I think it just, yeah, okay, it weighs a little bit more, but to my mind, the protection that gives you against the loom not chafing through, I think the advantages far outweigh the little bit of weight it's carrying. So I've been going through everywhere with that, making sure that's really really all nice and tidy, and the roots are all as nice as they can be. I'm going to go through. I've got the frame guards to put on, so I've got some lovely carbon frame guards to go on. And I'm just warming up the adhesive by the fire, as it's a little bit cold out here today. So yeah, the radiator is now all mounted up. There's no fluid or anything like that in it, but it's all kind of in position. I've put the radiator guards on, so radiator and oil cooler guards on, so they are now bolted in place or zip tied in place nicely. Happy with them. Got all the clutch cable all mounted, the exhaust or the headers certainly mounted, the new lambda sensors in, so these are a racing lambda sensor as opposed to the stock ones. They're designed just they're designed for the harshness of racing, I guess. So they're more expensive, but they're better built effectively. So hopefully that will give us some longevity on parts. So yeah, it's coming together. It's lots of bolting bits on at the moment, and sorting out cable routines and just making sure everything is hunky-dory. And some nice bits of bling turned up, some lovely, so these are the standard caliper bolts. But I've bolted on some lovely titanium blingy bits, which are a lot lighter, and also a bit, they stand up a little bit better because obviously the calipers come on and off and on and off and on and off. So yeah, they're a little bit better suited to that. New battery box in, and yeah, just lots of fiddly, well, not fiddly bits, but it's quite enjoyable bits really, because it takes a bit of thinking about routing, all that sort of thing. So yeah, really happy with how things are going. I will continue and bring you back in the not too distant future. We are getting there with it now, guys. Yeah, another couple of hours on, and she's looking spicy. So managed to get all the frame protectors fitted, which look very nice. They're gluing into position at the moment. Have also got these swinging arm protectors, but I hadn't realised that they cover the cutouts in the swinging arm, so I haven't mounted them yet because I'm not 100% whether I like them or not. So we shall see. I'm going to let them, I've kind of mocked them up, and I'm going to let them have a couple of days and see whether they grow on me. And then if they don't, they won't go on. So, yeah, that's all good. Subframes back on. I also changed, there's a pin, the suspension linkage main. There's a load of needle roller bearings in here, and they act on this sort of pin that goes through, machine pin that goes through. But I fitted, Alpha advised to fit a special racing hardened one, because under race conditions it chatters a little bit, or can chatter a little bit, and it wears that pin pretty quickly. So that's a hardened pin which I fitted before the subframe went on to make it a bit easier to get into there and do that. And then I've got the front mudguard on, and that looks really cool. It's got, so this particular M model has built-in vents for the brakes, which kind of, you can't see down there, but yeah, so basically to allow some cooling onto the brakes. I have probably got to get another front mudguard, because I have heard on the grapevine some of the teams that have run these this year in the colder rounds earlier on in the season, it actually provided too much brake cooling, and they couldn't get heat into the pads, and the stopping power wasn't as good. So I will probably either have to get something made up that sits in here. Maybe my good friend Tom from DefCAD, who has sponsored us for many years, can assist with something along those lines that sits in there. Or I'll get a second one and I'll just fill these so the silhouette looks right, as it's a silhouette class. But it won't allow the brakes to be cooled, so I'll run that in the cooler conditions in maybe April and early May. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, the rest of it's looking really good. Really happy with that. I think that's it for today. I've got some other duties that I need to perform, i.e. DIY around the house, so I should be cracking on with that. But no, really happy with how it's going at the moment. Thoroughly enjoying putting it together, and yeah, continually smiling. So happy days. See you again next time.